A lot of updates to GitHub Copilot and a new way to publishing to Nuget. All of this and more in this episode of Developer News for the calendar week 39. First of all, two personal things. We have reached 100 subscribers. Thank you all very much for that. I never thought we will get into the 3-digit space, but here we are and I'm excited to see what comes for the future. Second thing, I started studying computer science at ETH Zurich. It's very exciting, I like it very much. But that's also the reason why there were no videos the last 2 weeks, because the start of university is very exhausting. But now let's start with the news from last week. GitHub Copilot now supports the Copilot SWE model. In Visual Studio Code, Copilot SWE is an experimental code model explicitly designed for agent-like tasks. Furthermore, the GPT-5 Codex model is now available to GitHub Copilot Pro subscribers and higher tiers. Cloud Opus 4.1 is available to GitHub Copilot Pro Plus members and higher tiers. On the other hand, a lot of models are being deprecated. You can see now the whole list of the to be deprecated models. Pause the video if you want to read it. When assigning issues to GitHub Copilot, it is now possible to specify the target repository and target branch this issue should be implemented in. These agent tasks can now also be viewed in the GitHub mobile app. With that, you are now also able to start such agent tasks directly from the GitHub app. Copilot app modernization for .Net and Java is now generally available. App modernization helps you bring your app to the cloud or bring the dependencies up to date and much more. The recently introduced new home dashboard that was rolled out for some users on GitHub was now turned off. There was no given explanation to why or if it will come back, so we will stay tuned. The new Files Change tab on GitHub pull requests now allows you to add comments to lines that were not changed and not only the surrounding lines. If you are publishing your .Net packages on Nuget by using GitHub workflows, there is now no longer a need for GitHub API keys. You can now use short-lived keys that will only live around an hour. To set this up, go to the new Trusted Publishing menu on the Nuget website and follow the steps in the form and the documentation on how to change your GitHub workflow to use the new system. .Net Aspire 9.5 comes with improvements like being able to use single files as app hosts by using the new .NET 10 single file apps system. Another new feature is in the console logs. You can now select all to view all the different console logs. Windows ML is now generally available for production. Windows ML is the built-in AI platform on Windows that balances NPU, GPU and CPU. For a fully fledged overview, read the announcement article that are linked in the description. WinUI Gallery version 2.7 comes with different updated examples. For instance, a new title bar example or samples for the new storage picker APIs. At last, 3 other things in the ticker. Chromium browsers now support the highlights from point method that lists all the CSS highlights made with the highlight API at a certain screen position. This is a useful addition to make up for these highlights not being visible in the DOM. The early access program for JetBrains Rider 2025.2 is now open. The first preview comes with support for the IL viewer to work with Unity files and several important updates to Godot support. Apple released the beta version 26.1 of all its operating systems, and these can now be used in Xcode 26.0.1. That's already it for this week. If you're not already subscribed to this channel and liked the video, and see you next time.